Hello friends and neighbors, welcome to the 2020 Be the Difference Awards. I'm Veronica Macias, evening news anchor at KION and this year's host of Be the Difference Awards. This event annually brings together our community of civic and business leaders, nonprofit champions, and trailblazers for good in celebration of volunteerism. While this year's event will not be held at the Coconut Grove, we promise an incredible hour of lunchtime inspiration and entertainment ahead. We knew that this year we might be in need of some good news. Together we will celebrate 55 wonderful nominees and 5 top winners who will do the most to transform Santa Cruz County through volunteerism. Be sure to stick around for a special song by Santa Cruz native James Durbin. This event is produced and organized by the Volunteer Center Santa Cruz County with the help of generous sponsors. Highlight videos of the top 5 nominees have been produced by KION. Thank you for joining us today. We encourage you to comment and like your favorite stories on social media using the hashtag #BeTheDifference. Our first guest is a basketball player for the Golden State Warriors.
Hi, Santa Cruz community. It's Juan Toscano Anderson, forward for the Golden State Warriors. I would like to personally welcome you to Volunteer Center's 2020 Be the Difference Award. In my 2 years with the Santa Cruz Warriors, I saw how wonderful the people in Santa Cruz are and how much you care for your community. I love my time getting to know you all during community events, visiting schools, and of course, Warrior games. You showed me support on the court, and I'm here to show you support off the court at the Be the Difference Awards. All of you that are being awarded today have made an impact in the Santa Cruz community, and I want to congratulate you on that. The Warriors are cheering you on. Stay safe, Santa Cruz, and go Dubs.
Hi, I'm Tria Robinson, the Director of Community Development at the Volunteer Center. I have the pleasure of creating connections and partnerships with our local business community. Our sponsors step up again and again to lend a hand, support vital services, and rally around causes that they care about. Without them, the celebration simply would not be possible. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, the Santa Cruz Community Credit Union, and thanks to our partners at KION, UCSC, Bay Federal Credit Union, Santa Cruz County Bank, Kaiser Permanente, K&D Landscaping, Jenny Boffey at Opus Advisors Flagstar Bank, Proco Insurance, Melody Sharp Web Design, Jessica Soto at Buyer Seller Connections, Woodstock Pizza, and The Good Times. Thank you for supporting volunteerism in Santa Cruz County.
Thank you, Tria. Today you will hear about 5 winners of Be the Difference Awards and 55 nominees who are making the world a better place by volunteering. Thank you to our excellent team of judges who came together from local businesses and nonprofits to choose our 2020 winners.
Hi, I'm Richard Cooper, Executive Vice President at the Santa Cruz Community Credit Union, and we are proud to be the event sponsor for today's Be the Difference Awards. It was my pleasure to serve as one of this year's Be the Difference judges. We had the inspiring task of reading all the wonderful nominations and learning about the ways our community is better and stronger thanks to volunteers. You'll hear about all the nominees during the show, so get ready to feel humbled and grateful. We also have the incredibly difficult task of choosing the 5 most inspiring stories from this year to be honored as our 2020 Be the Difference Award winners. Each of these will be featured in a video created by the wonderful folks at KION. I'll be returning throughout the event to introduce you to our 5 award winners. See you soon. Penny Cotter's story inspired the judges because it said so much about this shared moment we find ourselves in. Really, what can one person do in the face of something like a global pandemic? This is the magic of volunteers. People who step up, like Penny, can inspire and equip 419 Facebook friends, and pretty soon our community has 16,000 free masks. When a mask can make the difference between life and death. We congratulate Penny for being the heart of the SC Mask Sewers.
I was drawn in because our community needed PPE. There wasn't any available. I have several friends that work in healthcare and several people that work in nursing homes, and so I started sewing masks. I knew I could do it, and I have plenty of fabric in my stash. Well, I did have plenty. And then I joined a group, but it was a huge group, And they wanted me to send masks to like Tennessee or Illinois. And I said, you know, there's a need in our own community. I think I need to work in our community. So I started this group on Facebook, Santa Cruz Mask Sewers, never expecting it to get this big or intend for it to be as big as it is. And I had all these sewers on board right away. And at first we were getting orders for like 50 masks and 20 masks. And then the orders started coming in 300 and 500. And more sewers came on board, and we've just handled it. So in our group, there's over 400 members. And of those members are some people who've received our masks because they want to thank us and give recognition to the group. We have a lot of sewers. And there's probably, I'd say like 30 like highly productive sewers. We have sewn and donated over 18,000 masks in our community. So mostly to nonprofits and people in need of them. And so right now we're turning out less just because there's not a great need, and we've got it pretty much covered, and there's masks everywhere and available in lots of places. So it has slowed down a bit, but we're still sewing them. And it's very rewarding when you give masks out to people, when you hand out these items, and they're so grateful to have them. And then I'm sure several of us sewers, we're always looking at people's masks to see if they might have a mask on that we've sewn. Volunteering is a very rewarding job, comes from your heart. I encourage everybody to volunteer in whatever aspect that you can, because you will get 10 times more joy out of doing it. There's a need for all types of volunteers. Don't feel like you're not qualified for something, because there's a need for everybody out there in this community. And I'd like to thank the Volunteer Center for this opportunity, and get out there and volunteer.
What a great story. Over 18,000 masks donated in our community. Penny sure inspired a team of volunteers. This gets me excited to hear about the nominees and winners. Let's hear more about how Santa Cruz residents are making a difference.
Hi, I'm Chris Murphy, president of the Santa Cruz Warriors. Our community and our nation are at a moment where we are questioning how we can move forward to a place of justice for all and greater economic equality. Our next group of Be the Difference honorees inspires us with their hard work, commitment, and successful solutions to restore social and economic justice here in Santa Cruz County. We at the Warriors share their passion for justice and are proud to introduce them to you tonight.
Scott Roseman is known for his leadership in Santa Cruz County across business, philanthropy, faith, and nonprofit service. From his days as a young man founding a natural foods co-op, to his service to the National Reformed Jewish community, and on so many local boards of directors, Scott's 40-year passion for creating a more just world makes our community a better place to live and work. The Friends of Santa Cruz Public Libraries volunteers carry on a tradition of libraries as a place of hope and opportunity for kids and families. Donating over 11,000 hours last year, the Friends raised money for technology for public school classrooms, ran a summer reading program for youth, and worked hard to pass a bond that will renovate every neighborhood library branch in our county. Watsonville Works volunteers are finding their path out of homelessness through volunteer service in an innovative partnership between the Community Action Board, the County of Santa Cruz, and Watsonville Public Works. Our streets and parks are cleaner thanks to these wonderful volunteers who are reclaiming their pride and their place in our community. For more than a decade, the volunteers of Wings Homeless Advocacy provide practical resources to removing barriers for unhoused people to find permanent housing. They provide haircuts, over 1,000 rides to appointments, and help people with documents receive benefits. The volunteers of Wings are dedicated to making our community work for people without housing. The advisory board volunteers from the Day Worker Center create safe, secure work opportunities at a fair wage to those of our neighbors who rely on short-term or day work to support their families. The center makes it easy for community members to find great workers and protects our hardworking neighbors from unfair or unsafe labor practices. The members of Habitat for Humanity's Golden Hammer crew have used their considerable skills to finish 56 homes for local families looking for a chance to have a safe, stable place to live. Often volunteering side by side with prospective homeowners, the Golden Hammer crew of Ron Boswell, Dave Contanjo, Jim Chambers, Lynn Komeski, John Hooper, Paul Kaneko, Eric Nelson, John Reisdorf, Hans Sherman, and Paul Zemlim are building economic justice and homes. The Community Corrections Partnership Community Education and Engagement Work Group brings together people from the justice system, local government, community members, nonprofits, and survivors of crime to grapple with complex issues related to public safety and crime survivors and victims. Thanks to the dedication of this volunteer group, our county is expanding restorative justice practices and putting the needs of survivors at the center through the Blueprint for Shared Safety.
Hi, I'm Aisha. I had the honor to coordinate this event with an amazing team at the Volunteer Center, Santa Cruz County. Sponsored impact videos like the one you've just seen were produced by superstar volunteer Jane Booth. Thank you, Jane. We're grateful to everyone who nominated folks this year for the Be the Difference Awards and to all of you out there volunteering and just filling my heart with joy. Please share your favorite stories with hashtag BeTheDifferenceSC. We encourage you to become a friend of the Be the Difference Awards by donating $50. Go to our website or check in the comments for a link. If you donate today before midnight on October 21st, you'll be entered to win a Draymond Green jersey donated by the Santa Cruz Warriors. We also have a tasty way to support Be the Difference Awards. Order from Woodstock Pizza today between now and midnight, and up to 25% of the proceeds will go to the Volunteer Center. Be sure to tell them it's for the Volunteer Center fundraiser or check that box while ordering online. A big thanks goes out to everyone who made this event possible, particularly our host, KION's own Veronica. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Aisha. Pizza does sound delicious, and it's for a good cause. While we think about what we want for lunch or dinner delivery, let's listen to Bay Federal Credit Union introduce the next segment.
Strong and successful families are a critical part of a vibrant and thriving community. We know that these are challenging times to raise a family, between balancing remote learning and remote working, ensuring your family's health, and trying to stay positive in spite of many factors. We are grateful to these next Be the Difference honorees for putting families at the heart of everything that they do and for standing beside them in their time of need. Bay Federal Credit Union believes in the power of people coming together to make a real difference, and we are so honored to introduce you to these next wonderful volunteers.
For 22 years, Jacob's Heart met the needs for thousands of local families facing the unimaginable challenge of a child with cancer. So when Jacob's Heart was given a challenge of the donation of a 5,500 square foot space by Granite Construction, Felicia Davidson stepped up for Jacob's Heart, volunteering 32 hours a week over 4 months to manage the design process of an amazing new space that will benefit 300 local families receiving services from Jacob's Heart. Cherry Maurer touched the lives and hearts of many local families and individuals affected by serious mental illness through volunteering with the National Alliance on Mental Illness and Twin Lakes Church. She is a dedicated NAMI leader, family-to-family teacher, and helpline responder. Inspired by her faith, she facilitates the Grace Group at Twin Lakes Church for families of people affected by mental health challenges. Since COVID has affected public school families in the Pajaro Valley on such a deep level, the Pajaro Valley Prevention and Student Assistance volunteers turned from parent engagement activities and stepped up to meet a need for a food bank in Pajaro to make sure that these isolated families caught between 2 counties got help. They provided food, rental assistance, diapers, pet food, and met basic needs, all thanks to the dedicated volunteers alongside staff. Live Oak Cradle to Career plays a critical role in supporting families through the pandemic. Everything from doing house visits to assist families with distance learning, delivering meals, providing financial assistance, and bringing parent leaders into Zoom meetings with legislators to advocate for critical family needs. Cradle to Career parent leaders launched the Passion for Produce food distribution to meet the increased demand for families facing food insecurity, and have helped with parent-to-parent outreach and support. Sandy Warren has a passion for empowering local families through literacy, volunteering 200 hours a year for more than 12 years. She has taught many neighbors who are seeking education to improve their economic and social opportunities, raise funds for the program, and volunteers to arrange all of the continuing education workshops for her fellow volunteer tutors so they can share what works for families. At David Ling Real Estate, helping families is a part of the business. During the fire evacuations, staff found volunteers to place 30 evacuated families. Employees enjoy volunteering to help every year during Adopt a Family with the Volunteer Center, with United Way Stuff the Bus backpack drive, and a gift fair during the holiday season for local artists and vendors to sell holiday gifts. Employees support dozens of local schools and agencies with donations and drives, as well as volunteer time. Help the Volunteer Center by purchasing food and drinks from Woodstock Pizza between noon and 9 p.m. on October 21st. Up to 25% of the proceeds will be donated to the Volunteer Center. Be sure to mention the Volunteer Center fundraiser or check off Volunteer Center SC in the online order form. Thank you to Woodstock's Pizza and all of you for your support.
Thank you.
Our next Be the Difference winner has been inspiring Santa Cruz and helping the disabled community far and wide since the 90s.
We are so delighted to introduce to you our next Be the Difference Award winner. Over the years, he has nominated a dozen volunteers for this award because he is always about lifting other people up. Foster Anderson is an activist, a visionary, an innovator, an educator, and an amazing person who has touched the lives of thousands of people in our community. Thank you, Foster, for your years of dedicated service to our community.
Hi, my name is Foster Anderson, and I'm founder president of a nonprofit group called Shared Adventures. Shared Adventures is a nonprofit organization that was created in 1992, and it brought people together that could do activities that people with special needs like myself couldn't do, like kayak and surf. So we were able to network the two populations together and be able to create this shared environment. I really love how people have gotten involved and told me stories over the years of how they really love doing what they do. I think for me it was going back to my college years and volunteering for the Disabled Students Program and seeing what kind of a difference I could make there. And the main thing that made me start Shared Adventure was a beach wheelchair that was in front of the Dream Inn. I'm like, whoa, I can access the beach from there. So why not get some people that can surf or go kayaking? And I used to do all those things before, so kind of being a role model, that was my way of getting people out there in the water. There's just so many great things that we've done over the years to accommodate thousands of individuals. And it wouldn't be the great support of volunteers, we wouldn't be able to accommodate all these amazing events. So one place that's been very instrumental is the Volunteer Center in helping bring in volunteers. The Volunteer Center has been so great in the community. Everyone can make a difference. It doesn't matter who you are. Here I am 42 years later after injury, and this is what life I've created. So, you can go out there and create a great life for people. And there's no time but the present to do it. So go out there and create a beautiful life.
Truly good advice, Foster. Thank you. It's so important to get out in nature, and what a wonderful gift to help others enjoy the beach and the great outdoors. Our next set of nominees were also recognized for their work in the wild.
Hi, this is Jenny Boffey with Opus Advisors, the division of Flagstar Bank. We are so lucky to be surrounded by natural beauty every day. Our environment is the cornerstone of the Santa Cruz County lifestyle and the engine of our economy. The groups and volunteers you're about to learn about today find ways every day to make our community greener, more sustainable, and to cultivate a love for the natural world in all of us. From all of us here at Opus Advisors, a division of Flagstar Bank, and for future generations who will benefit from the work you do, thank you.
Linda Mandel has personally introduced 1,500 local neighbors and children to the beauty of Watsonville wetlands as a volunteer with Watsonville Wetlands Watch. Wetlands are disappearing at an alarming rate, and Linda's work to cultivate exploration, stewardship, and love of this unique and sensitive habitat, including helping design virtual wetlands learning kits for use during COVID, is helping to protect our wetlands. Since its opening 8 years ago, Wendy McDonnell has volunteered 2,500 hours, making Habitat for Humanity's Restore a success. From customer service to displays to plain hard work, her talents helped our community recycle building supplies while raising money to build affordable housing. Phyllis Shreve joined Santa Cruz County Animal Shelter Green Team as a volunteer during 2019. She and her groundskeeping volunteer team spread deep layers of mulch to keep down weeds and began plantings of tough, durable, yet colorful succulent ground cover to gradually take over the barren surfaces. Her work has generated nonstop compliments from the neighbors and has even inspired some of them to come sign up as shelter volunteers. Tiny Paws has 50 volunteers that foster dogs, fundraise, hold events, and transport dogs in need. In 3 short years since their founding, Tiny Paws has rescued over 500 dogs and matched them with the best possible family to be forever homes. While based out of Santa Cruz County, Tiny Paws travels throughout California to rescue and connect these dogs to their forever homes throughout the county. Farm Discovery has over 50 volunteers at Live Earth Farm with a mission to empower youth and families to build and sustain healthy food, farming, social and natural systems. They teach healthy food habits, farming skills, and encourage students to build relationships with food that are healthy for them, the environment, and the economy. Over the last 5 months, the community has seen an increase in the fresh organic produce supply at local pantries, thanks to Farm Discovery's reliable volunteers. The Watsonville Wetlands Watch works within Watsonville community and beyond to preserve some of the largest remaining freshwater wetland ecosystems in the state of California. Volunteers spent more than 8,000 hours restoring habitats, educating students and the public, and promoting exploration of this unique resource here in our own backyard. Thousands of school children learn about science and the natural world thanks to these amazing volunteers. The Advocates for the Forest of Nisene Marks State Park is a nonprofit volunteer organization that supports the maintenance and improvement of the park. Bob Bailey Stauble and Luke Curbs are recognized among many who put their love of the parks to work. Advocates engage in raising money, planning and helping install Margaret's Bridge, the creation of an ADA trail to the Wagoneer Overlook, benches to Santa Rosalia, and interpretive panels. They also help create the park's general plan.
A green and sustainable community is really important to Santa Cruz County residents, and so are our youth. The next category of people are empowering youth to succeed in many ways.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Bazil, and I have the honor of serving as Interim Vice Chancellor for the Division of Student Affairs and Success at UC Santa Cruz. Every young person and every parent dreams of a great future, hopefully one that includes higher education. UC Santa Cruz is proud to introduce you to local people and groups across our community who devote themselves to empowering our local youth to realize those dreams, no matter how big. Thanks to these great volunteers who support youth success.
Stacy Kyle is a mentor and role model to hundreds of middle school girls in Live Oak as a volunteer with Salud y Cariño and junior leaders. Her work to provide a better future for Live Oak youth goes beyond hands-on support to grant writing, fundraising, and co-founding the Live Oak Education Foundation. Like ripples in a pond, Stacy's example moves through her community as the many girls she mentors continue to volunteer to help other youth. Linda Burrows is well known in philanthropy and leadership circles, and her work to expand music and music education has touched the lives of over 5,000 local students. Peers at the Santa Cruz Symphony describe her as fearless and tireless in her commitment to make sure that all local youth can experience the power and beauty of a live music performance and share the joy of learning to play music themselves. The Queer, Trans, and Ally Youth Council are high school students from across our county who come together to make tangible improvements in the lives of queer youth. Their project in 2020 was to educate the educators, pulling together a compelling resource about how to improve education, safety, and interactions with LGBTQ+ youth. When COVID-19 threatened to interrupt their work, they went digital, and their presentation is being distributed to educators throughout Santa Cruz County by the Safe Schools Project. Teen members of the National Honor Society at Monte Vista Christian School have formed a great partnership with Youth Now. For 3 years, Monte Vista Honor Society members volunteer as after-school homework tutors to help middle school youth in Watsonville. In addition to providing hundreds of hours of academic assistance, the teens pass on a love of learning and advice on how to succeed as a student. When the pandemic hit, Digital Nest made a quick transition to virtual programming, launching Nest Core in response to COVID-19 community needs. Volunteer projects completed by Nesters include creating online content for primary grades in the Pajaro Unified School District Campesino project to bring advocacy, recognition, and resources to farm workers who are essential workers and raising funds for the UndocuFund. These teams are true community leaders. The wonderful moms of Free to Be a Kid, a free clothing exchange to help families struggling in this economy to have clothes for their kids, did not let a pandemic interrupt their passion for caring for each other's kids. They organized clothing pickups, washed and sorted clothes, took requests from families for specific clothes their kids made, and delivered request bags, all while sheltering in place. Moms created the Free to Be a Kid Facebook page to organize all this work and to provide mutual support during COVID. The Green Grizzlies Club at Pajaro Valley High School is a proud part of a worldwide movement of young people driving change. They started with composting at school, educating 1,000 students and staff, and diverting lots of waste coming out of the school. They enlisted other clubs and students to take on TerraCycling and a school-wide energy audit. They inspired students at Watsonville High to start a similar program.
Our judges were inspired by the community support for Youth Now. 10% of all nominations we received were for this group, acknowledging the incredible impact of their tutoring programs. 100% of the Watsonville students matched with the volunteer graduated. 85% went on to higher education. We're excited to share this remarkable story about empowering youth with you, and happy to name Youth Now as one of our Group Be the Difference Award winners.
Youth Now was created to address the inequities in the educational system. We have so many youth that are facing barriers to getting the same education as other youth. So it is really important that Youth Now exists to help those students. Our vision is that all youth thrive, and that is what we're trying to make sure, is that every youth recognizes their own possibility. Our volunteers are really the backbone of our organization. We are a nonprofit and we are no-cost programming. So without our volunteers as the resource to help us work with our students, we probably wouldn't get very far. Our volunteers have been with us through the years from all different walks of life.
My husband and I have been living in the Bay Area for the last 35 years. So when we both retired, which was about 5 years ago, we wanted to see how we could give something back. And both of us enjoy teaching. And when we found that Youth Now was catering to the community of Watsonville and helping students who could otherwise not find help to do their homework or do any kind of academic preparation or help with school, we thought it would be a great way to spend our time and help the community.
I enjoy coming to Youth Now to be with friends and to get help with stuff, and then to do art sometimes. I think I feel more confident to getting more improvements on my homework.
My life has changed a lot, and it's changed because I don't know, every day I come here, well every Tuesday, Thursday I come here, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. There's help, support, motivation to come and to move forward. My goal is to become a lawyer, go to college, and I would help Youth Now whatever way I could, because I was there before as a kid, and then when I'm older I could come and help them, maybe volunteer something for them.
So my husband and I, like I said, have been coming here for 5 years. We've had a great time with the students here, and I'd really encourage people, both in the community and others that are listening to this, to take the time to volunteer. It's wonderful working with kids, and it really is a great way to give back to the community.
I want to encourage everybody to volunteer, because when you volunteer, then you help contribute to a healthy community. And when the community is healthy, then everybody reaps the rewards.
Youth Now are making a big difference in Watsonville, and we'd love to see Vince become a lawyer and return to mentor others. Young people are the future, and so is diversity and inclusion. This year we have focused a lot of work to bring about an equitable and inclusive community, so it's not surprising that people across the country are reaching out to meet the growing need.
Hi, my name is Shane with K&E Landscaping. Diversity makes a garden healthy and beautiful and makes a community vibrant and sustainable. The work of our next set of volunteers and groups adds to the richness of our local community. They make room for their voices and perspectives to be heard and shared. As a small business honored with the Be the Difference Award last year, we at K&E Landscaping know how important it is to be recognized by our community and are happy to share these honorees with you.
Rachel Ann Goodman makes sure that our community can hear all voices as the co-founder, board member, and host at K-Squid Community Radio. Over her years in community radio, Rachel produced many meaningful local and national shows on environment, social justice, and sustainable agriculture. While she was evacuated from the fires, Rachel could be heard reporting from the evacuation and food distribution centers in Watsonville and Santa Cruz, gathering important information and sharing the voices and stories of those going through it all. Ren Reeves started volunteering as a teenager at the Diversity Center, Santa Cruz County, where they bring their calm and compassionate presence to help across the agency. At the front desk, welcoming others, shepherding the center's youth program events, and handling support calls at any time of the day or night when the center is closed. They volunteer as a triangle speaker, sharing their personal journey to educate others about the LGBTQ+ community. Madiha Griffiths is a friend to all as a volunteer with the Islamic Center of Santa Cruz, the local mosque she helped establish so the Muslim community could have a welcoming place to gather. She has been involved in the Tent of Abraham and other regional groups that encourage exchange and appreciation with neighbors. This Ramadan, people were very discouraged to miss the community feast that typically ends the fast due to COVID-19 closures. So Madiha arranged for the community to pick up hundreds of box meals in scheduled drive-up times. The volunteer leaders of the Arts Council of Santa Cruz County took a huge step towards equity this year by acknowledging the historically racist systems within which the organization has operated and helped perpetuate, by engaging every one of their decision-making committees in an equity process that resulted in adding people of color to every committee, changing board leadership, and changing grant making to provide local artists and agencies that reflect diversity with financial support. Their work brings art lovers and community activists together in a powerful way. Venus brings fun to their work as an activist and organizer in the Santa Cruz LGBTQ+ community. As a Grand Marshal of the 2019 Pride Parade, sharing music with their band Fruity Flavors at local events, organizing Queer Happy Hour, and the Santa Cruz Dyke Transmarch. They are welcoming and inclusive to all and make engaging in the community a blast. Miraya Gomez Contreras started bringing the community together on issues of inclusion, equity, and justice as the Watsonville High School student. And through her work as a volunteer, board member, and activist in the nonprofit sector, she is still moving our community forward. Miraya is thoughtful, inclusive, and her work spans issues and experience of LGBTQ, youth, immigrants and farm workers, working families, and now with Activities for All and the Arts Council, she's expanding the world of local arts to be more accessible and representative as well.
Hi, this is Supervisor John Leopold, and I just want to wish congratulations to all the Be the Difference Volunteer Award winners. What you do for Santa Cruz makes our community better. Thank you for your service.
Our next Be the Difference Award winner is a business who prides themselves on lending a hand and getting the job done.
One of the many ways this pandemic has changed our lives is the shift in perspective about what is essential work. We've all learned how essential delivery workers like the employees of UPS are to our lives and businesses. What you may not realize is how they bring this same reliability and energy to their employee volunteering. We're honoring UPS as our Business of the Year for their many ways they deliver good to our community.
My name is Joe Medina. I'm the business manager here at the Santa Cruz UPS Center. I'm blessed to work in a wonderful center here in Santa Cruz. Very close-knit family. I've always told the group that there's two families. There's my family at home, but here in Santa Cruz, in our center, that's my Brown family, my UPS family. So the philosophy is very simple, is help others. Be there when the bell's rung and have an impact on the person next to you, but more so the people in need. And it's dear to my heart on everything that happens here. And like you mentioned, with the recent fires, I got a call, and the United Way knows my number. And were able to generate 14 volunteers, some of them from San Jose. And we went down to the evacuation center. We had all our browns on, our shirts on representing. And it was very impactful. You know, it's rewarding when you do stuff like that. The United Way, the Stuff the Bus, that's something that each year we get that call. And we help with getting the supplies from the other partners, the partnerships that we have in the community, but we are the ones that mobilize logistically, load up the big van, take all our supplies to the Kaiser Center, unload, pack it, bring it back, and help distribute those backpacks to kids in need. And we've done that for the last 10 years. We started from the very beginning. I do want to take a shout out to my previous boss, Adam Creighton. He's the one that was my mentor, that really showed me the way of community and the importance of it. And he still volunteers to this day, and he's retired. So that's the kind of family I have here that I'm very proud of. And when we do those kind of things and we're involved with the community, it's just very rewarding. And for my children, they come, they volunteer their time, they know why they're doing it, and it's very important that they understand the good values of helping others. And all my girls go, my wife attend, and we have 30 to 45 UPSers to help make all that work, this Stuff the Bus campaign along with other agencies. So I love doing it. I love helping others, and so does my team. But if you're out there and you're looking to make a difference, every little thing counts. Every hour counts. Every time that you choose to help an agency, a family, you're making a difference.
It's so meaningful when businesses volunteer in the community where they serve. You are inspiring a lot of other employers there too, Joe. Thank you. Every year, a business is selected for their work in volunteering, and our next sponsor and presenter works for Kaiser Permanente, a past Be the Difference Award winner.
At Kaiser Permanente, we believe all health isn't only about healthcare. These next Be the Difference honorees create a vibrant and healthy community for us all. From prevention and education to addressing social determinants of health, to making sure that every person has access and is met where they are with dignity and respect. We're inspired by their work and grateful for their impact.
Christina Borbley is a dedicated advocate for youth, mental health, and prevention. In her 6 years of volunteering with the Community Prevention Partners, she inspires others by stepping up to increase her own knowledge of what works and then applies her learning to increase community well-being. Her most recent project is focusing on assessing and addressing substance use and mental health needs in our schools. During this time of social distancing, isolation has become even more present in the daily lives of many blind and visually impaired people. Volunteer Bob Geyer is taking care of that, along with many other duties as an active volunteer at Vista Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Whether it's co-editing the newsletter or assuming the role of Zoom master for many of their virtual activities, Bob is helping clients to learn how to participate and stay active. The UCSC Arboretum and Botanic Garden has about 15 different active volunteer groups, some of which have staff leadership and guidance, and others that are led primarily or completely by longtime Arboretum volunteers, engaging over 150 volunteers weekly throughout the year. Since the beginning of the Arboretum over 50 years ago, countless meaningful and lasting friendships have grown between garden volunteers, students, and staff working side by side. None of this could happen without the steadfast and caring leadership of our volunteer group lead. The Santa Cruz Warriors, coaches, players, Front office staff and mascot participate in over 250 community events each year. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Warriors stepped up even more, donating ice cream to local hospitals and frontline workers, donating and serving breakfast to frontline workers at San Jose Kaiser Permanente Hospital. On the Warriors' social media channels, they have engaged with fans with a graduation celebration video, welcome back to school video, virtual school programs, and a t-shirt campaign, See Dubs Together, that raised over $5,000 for the Santa Cruz County Community Foundation COVID-19 Local Response Fund. There are no paid staff at Hope's Closet. Volunteers provide bundles of hope, gently used clothing, shoes, and blankets to 300 children in need each year. This year, due to the global pandemic, they faced a shortage of clothing donations, but not a shortage of requests for help. So, they expanded services by providing home pickup of donations and delivering their bundles of hope to South County families unable to travel to Santa Cruz during the shelter-in-place mandate. Pajaro Valley Loaves and Fishes welcomes thousands of local volunteers, including youth, seniors, and people with disabilities. Volunteers donate up to 25,000 hours annually in service, making sure their neighbors have food each week. By bringing together a true cross-section of the community to work together to end hunger, Loaves and Fishes also builds community and hope for thousands of families that rely on Loaves and Fishes to keep food on the table. Mary and Mike Erickson are inspiration to the staff and volunteers at Camp Creme for their dedication as volunteers for many years and their commitment to people with disabilities. Like pebbles dropped in the water, the goodwill Mary and Mike create around them passes through our wonderful Camp Creme community and is hugely supportive of their mission to empower adults with disabilities. Rebecca Krill is bookkeeper for Camp Creme in Boulder Creek, yet finds time to do animal rescue work on a regular basis. When wildfire swept down on Camp Creme from Big Basin, Rebecca, who was already busy rescuing large animals in her horse trailer and taking them to safety at the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds in Watsonville, changed her urgent plans to rescue Piggy Smalls, Camp Creme's 300-pound pet pig, along with 2 rescue llamas. Our hearts go out to our friends at Camp Creme, last year's Be the Difference Agency Award winner, for the loss of this incredible and beautiful camp during the recent fires. It speaks volumes about their spirit that our friends at Camp Creme took the time to say thank you to their volunteers, even while their camp was in the path of the fire. As beautiful as their camp is, the people of Camp Creme are the secret to their success. We encourage you to join us in volunteer work crews to help get Camp Creme ready for winter weather and rebuilding. Go to scvolunteercenter.org for the links to Camp Creme volunteer days.
We are faced with challenges. Many folks decide to lend a helping hand, just like those who are cleaning after fires or rescuing animals. People step up when they are needed. That's exactly what people did at UC Santa Cruz for our final award winner of the year.
Our next Be the Difference group winner is a crystal clear example of the power of science and scientists to use their incredible knowledge to solve real-world problems, often at lightning speeds. We have the volunteers of the UC Santa Cruz Molecular Diagnostic Lab to thank for creating a medical processing lab and processing 800 COVID tests per day. Let's celebrate these superheroes in lab coats.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank our faculty, staff, and students, the many volunteers who came together to build the UC Santa Cruz Molecular Diagnostics Laboratory. They worked round the clock and through the weekends to get the laboratory established, certified, and now to serve members of our community. It is a wonderful example of community partnership. So our testing lab serves our campus health center, but it also serves many throughout Santa Cruz County, partnering first with the Santa Cruz Community Health and more recently with Salud para la Gente through support of the Santa Cruz Community Foundation.
When the pandemic hit, a lot of people felt helpless, right? This is something that happened to all of us. And I think it was a privilege to us to be able to not just feel helpless, but try to help the community. We had the expertise here to do it. We had incredible support from our campus leadership that essentially said, you know, whatever you need, here are the resources. And so we felt it was gratifying to be able to do something during the pandemic, you know, which was to contribute to the testing capacity in our county. We all heard on the news how important testing was and how much this country as a whole and each state was struggling, and so we felt really privileged to be able to help.
One of the incredible things about this lab is the amount of people who set forth to volunteer their time, right? So there are the people with full-time jobs who took on extra work. There are the people who have reached out to us and have sought to volunteer. There are partners at various providers who volunteer their time to make sure that people are tested, that people know where to go, all of that. And it really speaks, I think, to the importance of volunteering in these times, always, I think, but particularly when people are facing this kind of crisis in their lives. And I have been inspired, honestly, by seeing the amount to which people have come together during this time. And so I encourage everybody to volunteer. I thank very much the Volunteer Center for being there, pitching in, and really spearheading this effort for everyone.
So our goal is to be able to provide testing to folks who don't have access to it, and to be able to turn around rapid testing in service of our public health needs of people in the medical community and first responders. That's a way that we can keep all of Santa Cruz County happy, healthy, and working together.
Indeed, that is important work. We appreciate all the hours put into getting COVID-19 testing up and running in the county. This year with the pandemic and fire evacuations, we had a lot of fantastic nominees who are volunteering their time and helping others.
Hello, I'm Marianne Carson with Santa Cruz County Bank. We want to thank you for tuning in, a little different format this year. And it is our honor and great pleasure to again sponsor the Be the Difference Awards, which inspire us. These individuals who are nominated and receiving awards are really the unsung heroes in our community that makes us proud to call this community home. We are going to need their innovative, passionate actions that you will see in the videos to come as we recover from the wildfires and from COVID. Please join me. We're so honored to introduce the disaster response volunteers to follow. And on behalf of Santa Cruz County Bank, our community, and our customers, we want to thank you for doing the work and helping us out, especially when it matters the most.
Jacques Ballou has volunteered 12 to 16 hours every day at the county fairgrounds, organizing and caring for countless animals evacuated during the CZU fires. She organized a vast team of volunteers while she secured food and medical care for hundreds of animals displaced by the fires. Calling on all animal lovers from far and wide, she recruited volunteer veterinarians, got truckloads of hay brought in from far away, and cared for these animals as if they were her own. With the onset of the fires, there was so much vital information being shared on social media and electronically to connect people with life-saving information. And all of this information was being released in English. Within minutes of statements and announcements being released, Stephanie Barron Liu began sharing Spanish translations. Her organization, Positive Discipline Community Resources, provided social media and a website with accessible, dependable, and up-to-date information about the fires and resources for evacuees and those wanting to help in Spanish. Carrie Dakin volunteers with the Volunteer Center Grocery Shopper Program, shopping for vulnerable seniors on a fixed income. She contacted the Volunteer Center on the day she was being evacuated from Boulder Creek due to the threat of fire, and informed us that she may not be able to shop for her clients scheduled the following day, making plans to meet their needs in her absence. It's people like Terry that show up in times of critical need and support others to the best of their ability that make this community so special. When the pandemic closed Santa Cruz County schools, students had to turn to online learning. It quickly became clear that many low-income families don't have good internet connections and can't participate in the new educational methods. Jesus Lopez stepped up to fill this need, and he did not let a single request drop. He called every one of the families and spoke to them personally, explaining to parents how to sign up for free discounted services. Thanks to Jesus, dozens of families who couldn't afford internet now have the high-speed connections in their homes in time for school. COVID-19 forced many businesses and organizations to shut down, including dozens of animal rescue groups. But the Santa Cruz County Animal Shelter has remained open 7 days a week throughout the pandemic, thanks in part to their volunteers. They revised protocols and added new safety features, permitting them to respect public health guidelines while still taking in surrendered animals, receiving strays, redeeming lost pets, and providing adoption services. They offered free pet food and mobile pet pantries to struggling people needing to feed their animals, and helped hundreds of families keep their pets despite economic hardship. The mountain community is very blessed to have the Mountain Community Resources Food Pantry. In this time of high needs, the 100 families a week that rely on MCR appreciate being able to make some choices about food that's right for their families instead of a random bag of items. MCR has also expanded to other locations in the Valley to help families and individuals fight food insecurity. Twin Lakes Church jumps into action to support our community when there is a need. They have a food pantry, support Second Harvest Food Bank, and find ways to support families in crisis. During the COVID-19 crisis, they've been proactive and done online services while still keeping their food pantry open and even delivering food to doorsteps. During the Santa Cruz fires, they opened the campus to evacuees in RV campers, trailers, and even tent campers who were displaced. Victory Veggies is a SoCal-based grassroots effort to reduce food waste and hunger in Santa Cruz County. Their organization, thanks to local residents and volunteers, has donated 978 pounds of fresh produce to the Second Harvest Food Bank since organizing this June to meet needs during COVID-19 by bringing people together to donate from their personal farms and gardens.
To the entire Santa Cruz County community, on behalf of Governor Newsom and California volunteers, we want to say thank you. Thank you for stepping up for your neighbors, for your community. Thank you for your generosity, your compassion, and thank you for helping us all get through this together.
Thank you!
"2020 has brought its share of challenges for Santa Cruz County, but with it has come a torrent of bravery, kindness, and ingenuity from every part of our beloved community. People donating, volunteering, providing food, and housing their fellow neighbors in record numbers. When a community rallies around those in need and neighbors step in to help fellow neighbors, this is when our true strength and resilience shines through. In our 52-year history at the Volunteer Center of Santa Cruz County, never have we felt more proud to stand with our community in action. In partnership with you, we've mobilized thousands of volunteers this year for both pandemic response and fire relief. More than 3,000 volunteers stepped up to help with the fire alone. 2020 reminds us that given the right tools and opportunity, volunteers truly have the skill and creativity to tackle any community issue. To our devoted community of sorters, drivers, mask makers, tutors, communicators, coaches, delivery volunteers, and those who share food, advice, education, and healthcare, and especially those who risk their lives to keep others safe. Thank you. What we have witnessed this year reaffirms what volunteers have consistently taught us in both good times and bad. Each of us longs to connect with others and live a meaningful life. And at the heart of every community are people who come together in action to transform our community for good. Without a doubt, these volunteer connections move our community forward, and we think everyone should be empowered to take part. It's why we're passionate about lifting barriers, opening doors, and making it easier for folks who want to make the world a better place. As we have for 52 years, you can count on us to bring resources and tools to the table that make it faster and easier to get connected to causes you care about. Bring people together to connect in service across differences. Continue to inspire our community towards greater action, no matter the circumstance or space required. We are over 20,000 community members strong and still growing. Are you ready to join us? Our future looks brighter when we build it together. Learn more at www.scvolunteercenter.org.
My name is Jed with Proco Insurance Services. Amid all the developments this year, we have become acutely aware of the everyday heroes and inspiration. Proco Insurance Service is proud to extend a heartfelt thank you to farmers, grocery store staff, doctors, nurses, and all those who have come together to put food on the table and to support our neighbors in need. Our Be the Difference musical guest is a Santa Cruz neighbor for life. Singer James Durbin, who grew up here, has inspired many of us. Since finding the spotlight on season 10 of American Idol, his guitar and vocals continue to bring us joy. It's my honor to introduce James Durbin.
Hey everybody, James Durbin here. I want to say thank you so much to all the Santa Cruz County volunteers for really stepping up and making such an incredible difference this year. I am honored, blessed to call Santa Cruz County my home, born and raised, yeah. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being so selfless and making such an effort to assist and help your community. It's incredible, and it's going to have a chain reaction, and it's just going to split off and spread the love. So as a thank you to you, I want to play you this song. My way of spreading love is through music, and I wrote this ode to my hometown and the people in it, called Santa Cruz. Take me back. Here we go. I remember first night downtown on New Year's Eve. I was there with all my friends, and you were there with me, and we were walking down on East Clef. I thought I heard you whispering my name, 'cause I love the way I feel whenever I am living in this place. Then the phone lights up in the middle of the night, said it won't take long, son, you're late for a flight. Don't believe everything you hear, 'cause the hours turn to days, turn to months, turn to years. And I've been running all this time, chasing down those city lights. They got nothing up on you, 'cause nowhere treats me like you do. And I've been drifting all around, stumbling from town to town. There ain't no way to make me choose to take me back to Santa Cruz. mind. Beats on my heart every single night. Rio Del Mar every 4th of July. And I've been running all this time, chasing down those city lights. 'Cause they got nothing up on you. 'Cause no one treats me like you do. And I've been drifting all around, stumbling from town to town. There ain't no way to make me choose. So take me back to Santa Cruz. Oh, 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 oh. I remember all my life and everything you've done for me. 'Cause even though I may be gone today, I know my heart won't ever leave. I've been running all this time, chasing down those city lights. 'Cause they got nothing up on you. 'Cause no one loves me like you do. And I've been drifting all around, stumbling from town to town. There ain't no way to make me choose. So take my ass to Santa Cruz. Peace, love, rock and roll. And thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us at this year's virtual Be the Difference Awards 2020. I know I've been inspired by our neighbors, nonprofits, and businesses who are improving the lives of others through volunteering. And I think I'll sign up along with my family to give back because we know it makes a difference and our community stronger. To close this inspirational hour, here's the Volunteer Center Santa Cruz County Executive Director Karen Delaney with a final message.
Hi, this is Karen Delaney, the Director of the Volunteer Center, and I want to thank you for joining us. If you're feeling inspired by what you've seen, let me let you in on a little secret. All those smiling faces that you saw doing amazing things are the secret sauce of volunteering. Because volunteering is not just great for our community, it makes us feel great. It makes life more meaningful. You feel filled with joy and happiness. Even when you're doing hard things, you feel connected to people in a different way. That's why we're really dedicated to making it easier for every person, every family, every business to get started. So give us a call, join us online, scvolunteercenter.org, and use our tools to get started. We're going to be here walking the journey with volunteers every day. I want to say a special thanks to our sponsors who helped us put this together. We couldn't do it without them. I want to say a special thanks and congratulations to all our wonderful Be the Difference Award winners. And I want to invite you, lastly, to join us on our next big project, Adopt a Family, where 450 local families are counting on us to make sure that their children have what they need to celebrate a happy Christmas. So from everyone here at the Volunteer Center, thank you and have a great day.